Hello scholars, and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a bit more laid back. Essentially what we'll be doing here is going through a little Destiny lore tier list I made on the tier maker website. I'll put a link in the description if you want to do it yourself. And yeah, essentially just rating each expansion's lore. Some of the rules just in advance, we're not going to be rating any like the gameplay and stuff like that, because we know a lot of these would be a bit lower if we counted that. But let's start off with Witch Queen, the newest. I don't need to explain that. But seriously though, Witch Queen lore, it's so nice. It's seeing all the darkness, the hive, all that kind of come together. We're starting to clear up some of the stuff that we've known was kind of like iffy on whether it was true or not for a long time. And it's kind of just bringing it all together into like just a good expansion, good lore. It's pretty solid. And now let's look at the vanilla Destiny lore. Honestly, I wasn't too into the vanilla Destiny lore. Like, it's good, like in hindsight kind of thing, but I wasn't too into it at the time. I'd say it is, like in hindsight though, at least an A tier. Because you think about it, you got Shin, you got, what else you got in the original Destiny lore? You basically have the foundations for everything. You know, it's like the majority of the lore we have. And while it's, not too developed, it's like the foundation for everything, So I'd say it deserves an A tier for that. If you consider what it becomes in these, expansions, I'd put it in an S, but, we're kind of trying to keep that separate. Dark Below. Okay. I'm going to give this a C tier. Because on its own, it's not that great, but when you take into consideration the Taken King, it becomes better, and I think we'll just transition that rating over to the Taken King, House of Wolves. Not a fan of Awoken lore, to be honest. It's just kind of never interested me. Like, it's nice and all. It's not the best. I do like the Fallen lore in that, though. That was kind of our first, like, deeper look at the Fallen. Kind of foreshadowed a lot of stuff. I call it B tier. Not good, not bad, not great. It's average. It's solid. Taken King. Okay, that's a clear. You got your, the build up from Dark Below, you got Oryx, the Taken King, you got all this lore about the darkness, you got the Books of Sorrow, you got all this stuff. It is, so good. That's a classic. It's kind of good for the same reasons Witch Queen was good, except this is like kind of like the preempt to this. Okay. I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm completely biased towards like Rasputin and Siva and all like the tech stuff, all the tech lore, so this is just an easy S for me. That might be just because I'm biased, but I don't care, because Siva's cool. I mean, it's just cool, man. Seriously, though, all the Bray tech lore and all that in there was pretty good. The Iron Lord's lore, it was alright. I was really just in there for the Siva lore, let's be honest. Red War, I hated it, and I just don't like Cabal lore, It's, like, it's interesting, but it's interesting because it's basically the exact same thing as Roman history, which is cool. It's like, oh, that's a parallel and stuff, but I'm just like, I already know this. It's it's Roman history and human, culture. That's all it is. It's neat, I guess. It's kind of cool with like, the way it's written sometimes, but it's just not, I'm not a fan of it. Honestly, yeah, there's nothing I can really think of that was too special from this one. Like, let me try to think here. Like Osiris, was a big character in the lore before that, and coming into it was kind of cool. But I mean, wasn't too special. It was kind of just there. Warmind. Ooh boy. You know what? I love Rasputin lore. Alright, I just love Rasputin lore. The way they handled it, well, nah, that's gameplay. I can't consider that. The way they handled like I guess it kind of counts. The way they handled the strike boss, you know, Worm God as a strike boss, it just kind of seemed a bit of like a cop out. It didn't really live up to the lore. You know what I'm saying? That should have been a bigger thing. That should have been the raid. You know, we should have had a raid. We're going through Rasputin. We fight the Worm God. We get some cool Rasputin loot, possibly. Oh god, that would have been so much better than that Cabal shit. Okay, anyway, so the lore of this, pretty solid. I like that Rasputin lore. Alright, Forsaken. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where, like, I gotta, like, think back to it, because it's, like, so long ago that it's kind of just become the lore. I forget, like, what is from Forsaken, because there's stuff like Misrax can track back to Forsaken. That's when we saw that lore book with, I believe it was him and Ziraido, and that's how we, like, you know, got all friendly and stuff like that, and that was before he was a captain. And other stuff like, of course, the Ahamkaras, the Awoken, I don't really care about. There's just a lot of small things here. It's kind of like vanilla Destiny. There's a lot of small things, and they get brought up in these future ones. I'd call it A. That's an A tier. Black Armory. This is interesting, because a lot of this lore, you know, for example, Dark Below, that traces to Taken King. Taken King traces to Witch Queen. You know, Vanilla traces to everything, of course. What was that one? The second DLC, or is it the second DLC? Yeah, the second DLC in D1. I forget the name of it for some reason. I'm sorry. Like that one, like it connected. It'll connect to, you know, Splicer and all that stuff. But Black Armor is kind of standalone. Like, it's good lore. It's just, it doesn't, it's kind of self-referential, you know? It doesn't, like, connect to anything else. It's good lore, though. I'd give it a B. It's good lore, it just doesn't connect to anything else, you know? Okay, this is actually, yeah, the Dredgens, finishing up Shin and Your story. Just all that was really good lore. That was it. That's good. Maybe that's just because I've been looking at it a lot recently with the whole Man with the Golden Gun project. But I mean, like, that's some good lore. I like that shit. Let's see here. Again, like, great season, not the best lore. It was kind of lacking. Like, we got Cabal lore, yeah, but I mean, like, I'm not a fan of Cabal lore. It's just kind of bland, you know? Yeah, that's just F tier. Ooh, Shadowkeep. Let's think here, because Unveiling, that's one of my favorite lore books, right? That's a classic. What else is there, though? There's the Darkness on the Moon in the, during the Golden Age. I forget what that one was called, but it was the one where the guys were researching it and they're slowly going crazy. That was a nice one. What else you got in there? Just the general story of, like, leading up to Savathûn and the Darkness Pyramid. I mean, I'd give it a B. I'd give it a B. Like, if I could separate, like, those two lore books and put them up here, I would. But I feel like that's all it had. So, you know, it's kind of lacking. It's got to go there. I'd say that's a B tier, because it didn't have a lot, but the stuff that it did have was really good. You know, it had Saint 14 coming back, big character in the lore. You had us, like, seeing our own grave in the timelines, right? God, I love that ARG. Or really, it wasn't an ARG, it was more of an in-game puzzle, but you get what I'm saying. Just a lot of good lore in that one. Or not a lot, but, you know, the lore that there was, it was all pretty good. Ooh, Warmind. Yep, let's put that right up. I should probably start organizing each individual thing. I'll do that once I explain this. So, Warmind. Or, what was it called? Season of the Warmind? I don't know, Season of... Almighty, that's what it was. That one was pretty good. Not for the Cabal. The Cabal kind of, you know, they're always there, you know. But just the Rasputin lore, you know. Powering up, seeing how all that works. Just pretty nice lore, especially with the Fellwinter reveal. That was, oh god, that was a god tier reveal. Actual seasonal content, but the lore, that was solid. Anyways, let me organize this a bit. So, let's say, yeah, that's right is worse, left is better. Let's say, yeah, original Destiny, that checks out. That checks out. Yeah, I'll put this here, and I'll put that there. Yeah, that makes sense. Witch Queen, ooh. Let's say Witch Queen lore is it? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. It's very, keep in mind, this is very slight, alright? This is just because this had the Books of Sorrow, which is like the biggest lore in all of Destiny, you know? That's the only thing that's putting it above here. But, you know, just keep that in mind. Alright, yeah, that's right. Ooh, I'm gonna have to move that up a slot. And... oh, yeah. Nah, that'll stay how it is. Alright, let's continue. Rivals. Honestly, the lore of Rivals, like the written lore is what I'm talking about, wasn't that great. Like, there wasn't a lot of it. It was like kind of there. It was kind of just reiterating what we were like seeing in the actual, you know, game. But I guess seeing in game counts too. We call it C. It's middle. It's neutral. It's alright. Like, the context of it, of the pyramids arriving, that's great and all, but I feel like it kind of let low on that. The pyramids have been sitting around for like a year and a half now doing nothing. And it kind of, you know, it just doesn't feel right. Okay, hold on. Ooh, this is definitely... Okay, yeah. Listen, Beyond Light, say what you will about the expansion, but that Clovis lore, though, man, got me feeling kind of different, man. Dude, it is... oh, God, I love the Clovis lore. All the exos and the darkness and the... oh my God, it's such good lore. I want to make a video on that. Okay, look, I'm doing it. That's the next big project. The entire history of Clovis Bray. That's what it's gonna be. But seriously though, just the Deep Stone Crypt. We've been hearing about this since D1 Vanilla, and we finally got it. It's just, I like that. I like that lore, and the Fallen lore there was pretty good too. I mean, like, it wasn't anything special, but you know, Darkness Powers too. It was a pretty good concept. I just like it, yeah. Okay, this is gonna break the Cabal rule, because this is like the first time we've been allied with someone. We got all this lore about, you know, this interesting, you know, non-Roman caricature, Keitel. We got that meme about, you know, Lance Reddick going, Gideon, we're gonna clip your ass, or whatever. Yeah, that's A tier. That's some A tier stuff right there. Yeah, I'll put it there. No offense, Forsaken, but I think this was just pretty cool to me. Ooh. Ooh, this may be a... whew. Okay, yeah, it's gonna have to go there. I really want to put it above it, but, you know, it's closed lore's just too cool, but... you know what? I will. Allying with the Fallen, the thing I've been wanting since D1 Vanilla, it's just... God, it's so nice. It's that, the lore with Savathun, like, being in hiding, which kind of was also in, like, this season too, but, you know. Actually, I just realized we don't have, oh, I guess, Season of the Hunt is counted in Beyond Light, that's right. Almost makes me want to take it down here. But seriously though, the lore in Season of the Splicer, with the Splicers, the Vex, you got Savathun, you got Quoria, you got this alliance going, you got Misrax. God, I love Misrax. And that was also the first, you know, lore video I made on the channel. It was all about that season and the history of the Fallen. Man, yeah, that's some good lore. I like that lore. And last one. I feel like this is another situation, kind of like Dark Below, where this led up to Witch Queen really well, but it kind of was lacking on the just general lore. It was kind of just a build-up that made Witch Queen better, but in itself, it's not that great. I'm gonna have to give that a C tier. Yeah, C tier. That's where it belongs. And that's the end of the video. As always, Patreon's in the description if you want to support this channel. But until then, I'll see you next time, scholars. Keep studying.